Did you ever think that Baker Mayfield would ever see the kind of success that he's enjoying now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? While Baker Mayfield was a Heisman Trophy winner and a first-round draft pick, many people still doubted him. In the unpredictable world of football, narratives often unfold in ways we least expect. But Baker Mayfield has pushed through adversity and has shown everyone that he can indeed be a top-tier NFL quarterback. Today, we dive into the extraordinary journey of Baker Mayfield, a quarterback whose path to success was marked by twists, turns, and unexpected triumphs. What makes Baker Mayfield's story truly unique is that despite winning the Heisman Trophy, Baker's NFL journey has been anything but conventional. No one expected Baker Mayfield to even be a starting quarterback in college, let alone be the first draft pick in the NFL draft. Baker's rise is a true underdog story. We've heard about other rags to riches stories in the NFL, but Baker's story is unlike anything we've seen in football. His path took a heart-wrenching turn only to start making an incredible comeback this season. We've had the opportunity to witness the rise and fall and rise again of Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was born on April 14, 1995 in Austin, Texas. As a child, he was always interested in sports and played football, basketball, and baseball. Before Baker Mayfield was a household name, he faced the challenge of being an overlooked high school backup. The clock was ticking out his chance to impress college scouts when fate took a surprising turn. Thrust into the starting role, Baker led his high school team, Lake Travis High School, to a 25-2 record and a Texas State championship in his senior year, a feat that showcased his resilience and determination. Despite his overwhelming success in high school, Baker Mayfield wasn't heavily recruited by Division I colleges, and he ended up walking on at Texas Tech in 2013. He created a legacy as the first walk-on true freshman quarterback to start a season opener. But the challenges didn't end there, as setbacks with Texas Tech led to Baker's transfer to the University of Oklahoma. At Oklahoma, he had to sit out a year due to NCAA transfer rules. In 2015, as Baker faced even more challenges, he emerged as a true leader, becoming a record-breaking starting quarterback and leading the Sooners to a Big 12 championship and a spot in a college football playoff. Baker's performance that season earned him the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year award and put him on the radar of NFL scouts. The pinnacle of his college career was obviously winning the Heisman Trophy, which was a testament to his dedication and prowess on the field. In 2018, Baker Mayfield declared for the NFL Draft and was selected first overall by the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield became the first ever walk-on to be the first pick in the NFL Draft. The transition to the NFL brought with it a new set of challenges for Baker Mayfield. The Cleveland Browns were mired in a losing streak and had just brought on a new coach and a new offensive coordinator. However, in his rookie season, Baker not only shattered records, but also ended Cleveland's 19-game losing streak, igniting the city's belief in their newfound franchise quarterback. Baker's talent was evident as he threw for more than 3,700 yards and 27 touchdowns, setting a new NFL rookie record. Baker's performance earned him the NFL Rookie of the Year award and cemented his place as a promising young quarterback in the NFL. In 2019, Baker Mayfield continued to impress, throwing for over 3,800 yards and 22 touchdowns. As Baker established himself, the second season brought more setbacks, more coaching changes, more struggles, and a 6-10 record raised questions about the team's direction. The blame fell on the coaching staff, leading to significant changes that would reshape Baker's future. Despite the team's struggles, Baker's talent, leadership, and charisma were evident, and it made him a fan favorite very quickly in Cleveland. Baker's charisma and confidence off the field also made him a media darling, as he appeared in commercials, talk shows, and became one of the most recognizable faces in the NFL. In 2020, Baker faced his biggest challenge yet. The Browns brought in another new head coach, Kevin Stefanski, and yet another new offensive system. A new era dawned with Kevin Stefanski as the head coach, and Baker Mayfield found redemption in the 2020 season. The Browns finished with an impressive 11-5 record, clinching a playoff spot after an 18-season drought. The emotional playoff win not only showcased Baker's growth as a quarterback and as a leader of the team, but also was a defining moment for the Cleveland Browns. Baker struggled at the beginning of the season, throwing just 6 touchdowns and 7 interceptions in the team's first 6 games. However, he quickly turned things around and led the Browns to an 11-5 record in their first playoff victory in over 25 years. In the playoffs, Baker threw for 263 yards and 3 touchdowns in a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, solidifying his place as a rising star in the NFL. The hype was real for the Browns heading into 2021, but in the second game of the year, Baker suffered a partially torn labrum. He continued to play through it until he re-aggravated it badly in a Week 6 game, which forced him to miss his first game as Cleveland's starting quarterback. When the Browns were finally eliminated from the playoffs after a Week 17 loss, they announced that Baker would undergo shoulder surgery, ending his season. His numbers were understandably bad that year. He threw for just over 3,000 yards. He had 17 touchdowns, but he had 13 interceptions in 14 games. Then, just a few months after undergoing shoulder surgery, the Browns traded 3 first-round picks for controversial quarterback DeShaun Watson.
Former Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield, the #1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, is packing his bags and he is headed to the Carolina Panthers.
And they made Watson then the highest paid player in the NFL. Baker said this in an interview: "I felt disrespected 100% because I was told one thing and they completely did another. And that's what I'm in the middle of right now." Apparently, the Browns told Baker's agent that they were going to do some due diligence on quarterbacks, but never told him they were about to meet and sign DeShaun Watson. So just like that, after playing through a painful and aggravating torn labrum and leading the Cleveland Browns to their first playoff win in over 20 years, the Browns were done with Baker Mayfield. Baker was traded to the Carolina Panthers before the start of the season, and he put up atrocious numbers in Carolina, completing 57 of his passes for 1,300 yards with 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions in just 6 games. By the end of November, Mayfield was benched for Sam Darnold. Just a few days later, Carolina cut Baker from the team altogether. So it was December and Baker Mayfield found himself without a team until the Los Angeles Rams claimed him off of waivers. Rams quarterback Matt Stafford was out for the rest of the year with an injury, and John Wolford was the current QB1. Just 2 days after joining the Rams, Baker replaced John Wolford at quarterback 1 drive into a game versus the Raiders. Midway through the 4th quarter, the Rams were down 13 points. Baker then led the offense on a 17-play, 75-yard drive that ended in a touchdown to make it a 1-score game. After the Rams defense got a stop, the Raiders kicked a perfect punt that backed the Rams offense up to their own 2-yard line with 1 minute and 45 seconds left. The Rams had no timeouts left, but in typical Baker Mayfield fashion, Baker led the offense on a 98-yard drive to win the game. He did all of that despite having just 2 days to learn the Rams playbook. As the 2022 season ended, Baker was once again a free agent and was signed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He battled for the QB1 spot in camp with Kyle Trask and came out on top after Week 2 of the season with the Bucs. Many thought that the Bucs would be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year, but Baker Mayfield led them to the 2nd round of the playoffs. This season, he threw for over 4,000 yards and 28 touchdowns with only 10 interceptions. He helped the Bucs beat the Philadelphia Eagles in a wildcard game 32-9 before losing to the Detroit Lions in a divisional round 31-23. The controversy surrounding Baker's departure from the Browns and his subsequent success with the Buccaneers raises questions about what could have been in Cleveland. There has to be a lingering question out there that although Joe Flacco played very well, would Baker Mayfield have done better armed with all those draft picks if they didn't try to go after DeShaun Watson? That's something that Browns fans are definitely going to be pondering for quite some time. Nonetheless, Baker Mayfield's journey is a testament to perseverance, resilience, and the unpredictability of NFL football. From a high school underdog to Heisman glory, from the highs of the NFL to unexpected turns, Baker's story is far from over. As he continues to redefine his narrative with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we eagerly await the next chapter in the extraordinary journey of Baker Mayfield. He has already cemented his place as one of the league's most exciting young quarterbacks and can't wait to see what Baker Mayfield does next.